Top Dasher versus non-Top Dasher. Man, that is the hot topic right now here in the fall of 2022. You know, how much per hour are you making, yada, yada, yada. What are the quality of the orders? The thing that I think that keeps getting overlooked is mileage. How much are you making per mile? Because the cost of the gasoline that you're putting through your tank really affects your bottom line. Let's take a look at it. Hey everybody, how you doing? Dash and Dave here again. Top Dasher versus non-Top Dasher. Wow, this topic has just exploded here in the fall of 2022. I don't understand it, except it's getting a lot of people a lot of views and making them money on the YouTube videos where it doesn't really matter what they're doing as far as Top Dasher or non-Top Dasher. But here's the thing that I see over and over again in these videos, and that is they're focusing on the amount you make per hour via the good quality orders that you get as a Top Dasher or as a non-Top Dasher, yada yada yada, depending on what side that you're on. The thing that I see not represented as much as I would like to see is the revenue intake per mile, your mileage rate. You know, how much are you bringing in per mile? In my opinion, that's a key metric that is kind of glossed over. So we're going to look at the numbers. We're going to kick it over to Studio Daveed. All right, let's get right to it. Got a spreadsheet here that I use to track my earnings. We're going to look at a Dasher that works part-time, about 20 hours per week, about 3.5 jobs per hour average, which will bring them 70 orders. We're going to use a pretty good, respectable $20 per hour. That gross pay will be $400. We're going to say that their vehicle gets 18 miles per gallon in the city. Average price per gallon as I make this video is $3.70. So at $1 per mile, you're going to drive about 400 miles to get these jobs completed. You're going to use about 22 gallons of gas, which is going to cost you about $82. This is at $1 per mile average. Coming over to the calculator here, we see the gross pay, $400. You're going to owe about $50 in taxes out of that. The $82 in gas that we talked about. Let's say you hold back 5% for vehicle maintenance expenses. That's $20. Even if you don't hold that back and put that in your pocket now, it's going to come out later. So that's kind of a wash there. At the end, you're making $12.39 per hour after all of your expenses. This is if you average $1 per mile across all of your jobs. Okay, here's the spreadsheet if you can average $1.50 per mile across all your jobs. Everything else is going to remain consistent on the spreadsheet here with the exception of the mileage, which we see here at 266 miles versus the 400 at $1 per mile. A 30% decrease in mileage just with that extra 50 cents per mile average. So coming back over here to the calculator, going to look at the big number at the bottom there. Your hour after expenses is $13.77 versus the $12.39 at $1 per mile. Your final dollar net launched up from $247 at $1 per mile up to $275 at $1.50 per mile. That's a net positive of $28 more into your pocket. All right, now we're going to do some serious cherry picking here. This is at $2 per mile across all your jobs. Again, all the numbers are going to stay the same with the exception of the mileage, which of course now is being shown at a flat 200 miles. Back over to the calculator, we see our hour after all the expenses is now launched up to $14.44. That is over $2 per hour increase over the $1 per mile metric. That's a $41 net increase over the $1 per mile metric. It is without any doubt that if you maintain Top Dasher status, your mileage metric is going to be lower than $2 per mile. I mean, that's just a given. You're going to be taking orders that the cherry pickers don't take. It's going to affect your dollar per mile metric. The question is are you okay with that for whatever your revenue needs are? If you're just working for pocket money and you go out and dash for a couple hours during the day just for extra pocket money, it doesn't really matter. But as you become more reliant upon the revenue from the delivery gigs, then this really comes into play. All right, guys and gals, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you can take something from this video and put it to use for yourself. Thanks for coming along for the ride and hope to see you next time.